It's just saliva from the.
You bonded
Yeah.
the post?
Okay.
The post.
Bonded in the post, then put elastic in there, and I'm using the bridge and that wire to put constant tension. Then I would go in about every week or two and I'd change out the elastic, put a new one in, and get new pressure. And I'm just slowly erupting the tooth in the
You
bone.
wrapped it around the pontic?
Go back to that
Yeah,
next
we should have
picture.
photo.
Right there.
The tooth is still in there.
So this, think of this like a 3-unit bridge.
Where's your power chain?
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, the little piece right there.
Yeah. So that's the eyelet down in the root, right?
Yeah.
There's a, I just took a parapost, like a stainless steel post,
How are you
and
hooking it on there?
I drilled a hole through there. Then I took this 3-unit bridge, hollowed out the lingual of it, took some orthodontic wire, bonded it across here,
How, yeah, and then what,
and then
cut it back
I
off.
took this elastic, tied it around, tied a knot in it, you can't see it, it's on the inside, and then wrapped it around and I just put tension on this thing. And then about every week I would crank it, and I'm basically taking this and I keep pulling until this is getting closer to that wire.
You cut that off every time with the composite and replace the elastic.
What composite? Right there. Here?
Yeah.
That's not composite, that's elastic.
How you putting the band around the?
We're thinking this is a donut elastic. How in the world are you tying that on there? Right?
Oh, no, it's just it's a piece of rubber. It's like a rubber band.
Okay.
So I loop it through and tie it, crank it. Not the easiest thing, but it works. Okay? And then, I'm trying to chair my back's hurting. So I'm pulling that thing because what else are you gonna do? How else are you gonna get that, you know, send it to an orthodontist, I guess they could do it.
That's a good service.
What do you code that
That's
as?
awesome.
What do you charge for that?
This is one of those things, I don't know.
Is it like free?
Charitable service.
Yeah, I'll do it for you the first time.
I will too, but you know.
I probably just did a case fee. People like this are highly motivated. So I just do a case fee, and I'm like, listen, it's gonna cost this, and something like that, I might just use a miscellaneous code. You're not gonna find insurance.
You can even take an 014 wire, bond it to the lateral, weave it through the hole, hold it up there to the central, and then bond it on the
Yeah.
And I
center.
would just pull it out.
And then the wire over time would lift that too.
Yeah, I'm sure
Pull
there's
the other ones.
probably fancier ways to do it. I don't do traditional orthodontics, so this is my rudimentary way of doing it.
Yeah, that's
And I don't really have a lot of ortho stuff in my office either.
innovative.
But you can see what we were able to accomplish, right?
Did you do a full endo on the root as well?
I probably,
You would, right?
Well, we just drilled the hell.
I drilled down there, and I might have stuffed a little gut of perch in there just to keep it from getting infected.
Okay.
But eventually it came out, because an implant got in there.
Right.
So now this thing's a home run, right? Now it's ready to go. Now it's ready for an implant. Thick tissue, it's pulled it down, it's a slow gradual, you know, it's just like a millimeter a month type of
It
movement.
brings the bone down with it.
Yeah.
and everything, too.
If you move it slow enough,
Really good.
That's unreal.
Good ortho like that.
okay? And then after the implant goes in, we put a custom healing abutment that preserves that tissue like that, and then we put the bridge back over it and just kind of let things heal.
Are you fabricating the custom abutment? The healing
I
abutment?
did that one,
So are you doing flowable and the sulcus?
probably, and polish it.
Right. Okay.
I probably made it in a lap bench. I'll show you another technique in a minute.
I just used a peak, so it was a lot easier to
Yeah.
set.
So now when we make the custom abutment out of zirconia, now we're dealing with pretty equigingival margins. Okay? And we prep the other teeth and we do a veneer on that tooth so we have symmetry in the front, and then that's what she ends up with. And then there she is. All done. So we're going to move into some hybrid type cases, large stuff. So just a little bit of background. These, no, I'm sorry, we're still on the immediate load single teeth implants, okay? But just to give you some background on the success of these. So this study took 93 implants, and all were immediately provisionalized with prefabricated abutments and acrylic resin restorations. Implants were restored at 8 to 12 weeks and followed for 18 months. 97.4% success with only 0.76 millimeters of bone loss noted. That's pretty good success, wouldn't you say? The key is there's a protocol and a parameters you got to follow. So I want to talk a little bit about utilizing provisionals to guide the healing. This is something I do a lot of in my anterior implant cases, and I just love the outcome. So here's an example. This is an old school Replace Select. Remember Nobel Replace, the trilobe implants?
Mhm.
I think they're still being made by the company that does the knockoffs, Implants Direct, I
I
think still
just
makes
restored
them.
one this week.
Yeah.
Nobel replaced.
Yeah.
It's-
It's not my favorite implant because when they do well, but when they do poorly, they do horribly. So they just don't hold bone well compared to some of the newer implant platform switch designs. That's what that is. It's a 4.3, it looks like. We take an impression, and then I go into the lab and I fabricate a screw retained temporary on an analog, and this is basically what we're able to accomplish. So we got, nice soft tissue architecture, pretty decent shape to where, at a conversation level, you'd have a hard time picking that it's not an implant. Or not
How do you fabricate those? I'm not very well versed.
I'm gonna go over
Okay.
steps on it next. So here's another case. This is actually the one I showed earlier when I said, hey, I could have contoured this, that's this. So that fistula, this tooth, and it's overexposed. I apologize for the bad photo, but this was a root resorption case. It was a hopeless tooth because of inflammatory root resorption. Had to come out. Take it out, do an immediate implant, and then start again overexposed. But this is the screw retained provisional. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll take fixture level impression at the time of surgery, and then I'll go in the lab, I'll throw an analog in there and pour up a quick model. Okay? Then I take gingival material, I'll show you that in a minute. But the key is how you shape this. So you see the abutment down there, see the contour of this? I'm contouring this provisional to have the ideal anatomical form, and the tissue is going to conform to that. A lot of dentists are afraid to manipulate tissue, but tissue is just like a big bat. Think of it like a water balloon. I could squeeze it, I could push it, I can mold it and move it wherever. That's what we're doing with these provisionals. So this is a key. So when we're shaping those, these things have to have a real nice contour, and you don't want to over contour them. You want to kind of have a nice thin type of contour in here so that tissue can come in. Okay? It gets screwed to place. It's a screw retain, that's the key. There's no cement. It's screwed into place. You will get some blanching because you're moving the tissue around. Don't worry about blanching. I've tested this and I've heard all these rules like, well, if it's still blanching after 10 minutes, and relieve it. I've never seen one not unblanch. I mean, it's got blood supply, but you can see that's what they do. Sometimes I will look at it and I will decide to relieve it if I think it's putting too much pressure. But the other tooth got endo, and that's what it looks like. This is a kiss of death right there. If you have an immediate implant and you have contact like that, you might as well plan on having that thing in the garbage in a short amount of time. So when we do these with patients, we absolutely scare them to say, listen, if you bite on this, it will fall out. And if it falls out, you're going to have to pay to have it redone. This is only for looks. The implant can't get pressure on it before it heals. This is only so you don't have to walk around with no tooth. So I'll take them out of occlusion. They'll bite down, and I'll make sure they cannot get on that thing in any possible excursion. Sometimes it means I have to shorten the incisal edge and protrusive, and that's better than not having a tooth there. Okay? This is the final day of seating. So you've got the implant, and then you got the natural tooth here. In some ways, the implant almost looks nicer than the natural tooth. But this is the day of seating. This will probably come down a little bit more in time.
What kind of abutments do you use in the anterior there? Are you using white colored abutments? Or?
I've gone round and round with that. I love zirconia for that reason, but I hate it for the fact that it can fail, and when it does, it's catastrophic. So if it's a thick biotype, my go-to would be to use a gold abutment with anodized gold. So it's got the tissue color, but this probably has a white zirconia abutment. If you have a thin biotype under it, then what you want to do is use a white one for sure, because it'll integrate through it.
Do you ever have them paint the metal abutment, like put a white coating over it?
Yeah.
What is that called?
It's just an opaque layer. There's different products that they can use to do it. I often will use a gold, like a ginger hue gold, it's kind of got a gold yellow tone. But I've also used yellow. The only thing that doesn't do, it doesn't allow light to pass through, whereas zirconia will allow some light transmission, so it's probably the most aesthetic.
So will you do a PFC or most over or like an Emax?
Emax, but Emax has different types of opacities. They have an HT, medium trans, and then a low translucency. So sometimes we'll use like a low or a medium and do cut back and layer technique. I don't use a lot of zirconia in the anterior. There are some zirconias that are coming out now that are looking pretty nice, but historically some of them were really kind of white opaque looking. But there are some that are looking pretty good.
So that implant crown was Emax there?
Probably, yeah, that's Emax.
Will you do Emax on implant crowns? I had them bust a few of them. Does that make you worry that they're not as strong?
No, I've got a lot of them on in my
You do?
crowns. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that anterior and posterior, like premolar area, or just anterior?
I mean, if it's second molar, second molar, sometimes I'll use zirconia.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of them on Emax and I have very little break. Just don't see it.
So the school has to too, because their mentality was that it's better to have the Emax break than the
Yeah.
implant take a load.
Do you prefer to immediately load for soft tissue shaping? It's not just for the patient's satisfaction.
It's
for
my
you
go-to.
too.
I love it. The outcomes are better, hands down.
Okay, because the extra work and kind of makes you sleep a little bit.
Yeah, and I charge for a screw retained temporary. I think I charge, I don't know. I think we charge about $400 for it.
How did you not have that screw fall through their original tooth? So forgive me for the stupidity here, but I've never done that.
What
That was
screw?
the original tooth that you extracted that you used as the temporary?
No, that was
No, that was a peak
Oh.
button, wasn't it?
Button,
Oh, was that a Pica button and then you did flowable around it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a